What is going on YouTube? This is Los Angeles Prepper. And I tell you, I was driving home after my recent trip to the beach, and I saw a big tree that had fallen down, I think from the wind. It did not look like it had been... Maybe it was cut down. You know, I didn't look at the base, but I think it fell down. And I did pull over. I kept the car running. And I almost got out and started taking a video. I was thinking about trying to chop a couple pieces off, but it was a really big mother. And I don't know if the handsaw from Bullfrog's handsaw would have worked. But at any rate, by the way, Die Bullfrog, the handsaw is in the car. It is with my bug out bag right now. I will be checking it out next time I take a trip into the wild outdoors. But it would seem Karma wanted me to make a video about these storms because the Northeast is having some big crazy storms, and if I knew my subscribers a little bit better, I would be able to tell you who's up there. I must have a sub or two somewhere up in New York, but even in California, we know we do have sort of a mild storm coming here locally, but nothing as crazy as this. And just for reference, let's take a look at... Let's take a look at some weather around here. So, you know, normal storm, 12 miles an hour. I mean, that's like normal wind for LA, to be honest. But, you know, maybe you'd have up to 20 mile an hour wind. Let's go to Syracuse. Sure. I don't know if I can spell that, but Syracuse weather. Okay, so today they're getting up to 22. So 22, 20, 14. When's this storm? I don't know when the storm's coming. Well, anyways, I'm going to take the AccuWeather tip here. This is what was kind of throwing me off. They're talking about gusts from 60 to 80 to 50 to 60 to 40 to 50 miles an hour. Let's try New York weather. Maybe that'll give me New York weather. Okay, there we go. Yeah. 20 miles an hour, 27 miles an hour. By the way, planes stop landing at about 25 knot crosswind, just for reference. And since I can't remember how many miles per hour, 28 miles per hour. Okay, so that means that potentially Thursday flights could be canceled. Friday's flight's going to be canceled. Saturday's flights could potentially be canceled. But we are going to see a lot of news about this, obviously. As far as prepping goes, well, we could have, when I say we, I mean we Americans. Y'all East Coasters could have power outages, obviously tree damage, travel disruption. There's going to be accidents. There's going to be traffic. People are going to be rushing to the store to buy water and bread and toilet paper and all the other things they think they're going to die without in the next 3 days. But what can you do to prepare? Well, I'm not prepared for a power outage because I don't have a solar panel right now. I was supposed to buy a solar panel with my Christmas, some Santa funds, but I have not as of yet, unfortunately. Still on my wish list and still going to get picked up pretty soon here. But since the power doesn't usually stay off in California more than a couple days, it's kind of more of a long-term prep than a short-term prep. Nevertheless, aside from my hunting license, it's probably the next big purchase that I have on the list. So we're going to have some very cold weather, powerful winds. We're going to have some sea swell, coastal flooding, beach erosion, offshore waves 20 to 30 feet. That is a heck of a wave. 20-foot wave will cause you some grief if you're out in the ocean. Although ironically, out in the ocean, the wave will probably cause less damage than if you're near the shore, but that is another discussion for another day. Tides are going to run high. Coastal inundation. Yeah, so big storm coming. If you don't live in the East Coast, you might think, well, that's their storm. I'm not really worried about that. But, you know, you could pretend that the storm is going to be more local. So pretend like your property is going to get 50-mile-an-hour winds this weekend. Go around and look at your trees. Go around and look at stuff around your property. 50 miles an hour will blow barrels down. It will blow tarps off. It will blow stuff all around. Anything that's loose, especially if you have animals. You know, animals can get freaked out during the storm. So if you have animals that are outside, like goats or chickens, or fenced in or otherwise, make sure that all their pens and such are secure. If you have power, solar power or otherwise, might be a good time to just kind of take a quick check. See how that's doing. If you burn wood, you're probably good on firewood. You know, I'm sure most of you watching this probably know how to prepare for a storm, but I'm just making this video because that's what I do. I look at current events and I make videos about them. Tell me if you've had to prepare for a storm recently. If you live in the East Coast, give me a shout out. If you're up in the Northeast area, let me know, and I'll be sure to think of you in the future when I'm doing video reviews and such. Until then, like, comment, subscribe, and keep prepping.